What if I told you that one of the longest-running territorial disputes in the Western Hemisphere is not widely known? Welcome to the enigma of Essequibo, a land dispute that has been simmering between Venezuela and Guyana for centuries. It's a story that begins in the colonial era, when boundaries were often drawn and redrawn according to the whims of European powers. In the heart of South America, the Essequibo region has become a bone of contention due to its abundant natural resources. It's a land rich in gold, diamonds, and bauxite, not to mention vast untapped oil reserves. This wealth has only intensified the dispute, turning it into a tug-of-war between two nations, each with their own historical claims and geopolitical interests. As we delve deeper into this dispute, we'll find a tale of colonial legacy, national pride, and economic potential, all intertwined in a complex web. This is a narrative of two South American nations, Venezuela and Guyana, locked in a tussle over the Essequibo territory. So, how did this all begin? It's a tale that takes us back to the 19th century. As we delve into the annals of time, we find ourselves amidst the Spanish and British colonial claims over the Essequibo region. The Spanish, having their sights set on this land, christened it as part of Nueva Granada in the late 18th century. However, the British, with their keen colonial interests, were not far behind. They claimed it as part of their colony, British Guiana. The crux of the dispute, however, lies in the arbitration of 1899. The tribunal, consisting of British, American, and Russian arbitrators, decided to award most of the Essequibo territory to British Guiana. The basis of this decision revolved around the principle of uti possidetis juris, essentially meaning as you possess under law. This principle favored the British, who had effectively controlled and administered the region. The arbitration of 1899, however, was not the end of this dispute. Quite the contrary, it was only the beginning. Venezuela, dissatisfied with the ruling, refused to accept the outcome. They claimed that the arbitration was unjust, biased in favor of the British. They asserted that the arbitrators had failed to consider the Spanish historical rights over the territory and accused the British of forging a key document, the Schomburg Line, used in the arbitration process. The Venezuelan government's refusal to accept the arbitration ruling was not merely a protest. It was a declaration that they were not ready to relinquish their claim over the Essequibo territory. This steadfast stance led to the prolongation of the dispute, causing it to trickle down the timeline well into the 20th century. But this dispute didn't fade into the annals of history. Instead, it simmered, ready to boil over in the latter half of the 20th century. The Essequibo dispute, like a dormant volcano, lay in wait, ready to erupt and influence the geopolitical landscape of South America. Fast forward to the present, and the dispute is as alive as ever. But amidst this contention, do these nations share any common ground? In recent years, the Essequibo dispute has taken a new turn. The United Nations has intervened, seeking peaceful resolutions. The International Court of Justice, or ICJ, has also been involved, aiming to settle this long-standing dispute once and for all. These developments show us how seriously the international community takes these border issues and how vital resolving them is for global peace and stability. But it's not just about land. There's an underlying economic aspect to this dispute. The Essequibo region is believed to have vast untapped oil reserves. This potential for oil exploration adds another layer of complexity to the dispute. Both Venezuela and Guyana could greatly benefit from this wealth, which makes the resolution even more critical. It's not just a question of territorial integrity, but also of economic prosperity. Yet, despite this ongoing dispute, Venezuela and Guyana share more than just a contested border. They are bound by a shared history and culture. Both countries were colonized by European powers, Venezuela by Spain and Guyana by Britain, and both gained their independence in the mid-20th century. They share similar colonial histories, and this shared past has shaped their societies and cultures in many ways. The Spanish and English languages, Catholic and Protestant religions, and the blend of indigenous, African, and European influences are all part of this shared cultural tapestry. In addition, both countries have diverse societies, and it is a source of strength and resilience. So, as the Essequibo dispute trudges on, Venezuela and Guyana remain entwined, not just by a contested border, but by shared histories and cultures. It's a testament to how complex, multifaceted, and conflicting international relations can be,